another segment of Lessons They Don't Teach in School, and I'm the Dark Prophet. So today, what I'm going to be talking about is death. That's the title of my conversation. It's going to be death. And if this is your first time listening to one of my videos and you're like, what is going on here? Who are you? And stuff. My name is the Dark Prophet. And what I do in this video is I try to pick up concepts or life lessons, that they never taught us in school. And I try to use this medium to teach you about it, to inform you about it, and also give you information that in some way can help you run your life, And if you're wondering, okay, what do you do for a living? I'm a psychologist, and I'm also a writer. So, and I always consider myself a thinker too. So, some of these concepts I ponder over it, I write about it, on blogs and stuff like that. So, I'm going to talk about death. So that's the title of my conversation today, death. And if you want to know something, if you look closely, right, we don't need to define what death is. We all know what death is, right? But one thing I've come to understand is death is one of those concepts that they never talk about in school. Whether it's in primary school, secondary school, there's never been a time when death became a subject of conversation in primary school, secondary school, so even in university too. So, I don't have to define death. We all know what death is. Death is when someone gives up the ghost, when someone is no longer existing, But one thing I find interesting about death is there is this mutual, or this collective forgetfulness of death, What I mean by that is, it looks like we have all agreed to forget about death, We don't talk about it. We just act like, oh man, forget it. Like, we don't want to think about it. We don't want to talk about it. Like, we make it look like as if you don't think about death, if you don't talk about death, death won't come, But that's not the case, So that's why whenever we hear somebody's dead, we have this kind of shock, like, oh, mean someone dead? Oh man, this is bad. The person died. You understand? So it's whenever somebody close to us dies that we now think of death, like we kind of like, oh man, this thing has taken another person, that kind of thing. And that kind of makes us unhappy, nervous, worried, So that's what death does. And then sometimes in church, people talk about, the pastors talk about death, but whenever they talk about it, there's this general dread. It's like, oh, you better live your life right, because when you die, when you die, you're going to go to hellfire or something. So in the church, there's a way they use death as something that's scary. They use it to put you in place, And if you look at social media and popular media, death, there's always a scary element of death they always talk about, like you dying and, losing everything you have, your cars, your clothes, everything you worked for, you are dead and there's nothing you're taking with you, not even a cup. You're never taking a cup with you, when you die. So, but you see, this is just one way people look at death, People look at death, like I said, from that fear perspective, that worry perspective, that perspective that, oh, you're not going to take anything with you and better act right or you die and you go to hellfire, But there's another way to look at death. And if you look at the Stoic philosophers, and what they've all come to see is that they see death as something that they look at death from a positive side of things, They see death as something that you should always contemplate, something you should always think about, something that you should always meditate on, because they have come to see that when death is something you think about a lot, it shapes the way you live, it shapes the way you view the world. You see, if I think about death always, right, it will make me want to live right. I will not feel the need to embezzle the money that's for public funds. I will not feel the need to maybe go out of my way to go and harm somebody, because I know that someday I'm going to die and I'm going to answer for this. So it makes you live a life that you are always conscious of how you affect other people. How, okay, my relationship with this person, how is this relationship? Is it a good relationship? Am I adding value to this person, or am I taking away something that's important to this person? So what you have to understand, so that's what you really have to understand, that death doesn't have to be a negative thing that we always see. It can be a positive thing. It can be that thing that makes you want to assess the way you live every day. They say you should live every day like it's your last. Then I believe it's Les Brown that said, live every day like it's your last, because one day it will be your last. Because if you live every day like it's your last, one day it will be your last. So when death is always something you think about from time to time, you are conscious the way you live. You live every day carefully so that when death comes for you, you are not caught lacking, you're not caught wanting. That's what I'm saying. So another thing you have to understand about death is, when you are the kind of person that think about death from time to time, you worry about your talent, your gift that God gave you, You ask yourself that, do you have any dreams that you have not fulfilled that you need to fulfill? Now you are still alive because you don't know what the day you're going to die. You see, that is another way. A lot of us, we have skills, there's things that we want to do. We want to start a business, want to travel abroad, want to write a book, want to get married to a certain person. There are some things, there's some dreams, goals we have set for ourselves, right? But sometimes we get caught up in life, you get caught up in, I'll do it tomorrow. I don't have to do it today, I'll do it tomorrow, And that thing, that procrastination, sometimes is the reason why some of us never achieve our goals. Because we're always putting it away. I'll do it tomorrow. Don't worry, that one is next week. We're acting like as if we're going to be here forever, which is not the case. We're not going to be here forever. So, but when you think of death, you think about it from time to time, those things you are putting away, you now have to do them, because you know that, man, this thing I'm putting this thing away, this thing I'm putting away. Someday it may be my last, and I may not get to live that dream, So I better start working towards it. I better start trying to achieve it, because one day may be my last. So these things are very, very important. You know what I'm saying? They're very, very important. That's why death is something that is not something that we should collectively forget. It's not something that we should dread. It's not something that we should be worried about. But rather, we should turn that perspective, see it as something that from time to time, contemplate about it, use it to structure your life in a way that you can live the dream that you want, the life that you want, Use it to always check yourself, to make sure that you are always on top of things, And that is what I want you to look at whenever the issue of death comes up, Just, if you want to read more about this, you can read about the Stoic philosophers on death, They are the kind of people that saw the beauty of death, Some of them were even looking on death, when it comes, that they are ready, So that's why I have to talk on this issue on death, And like I said, if you look at my name is there, the Dark Prophet. And in case you are wondering where you can get more of these videos, you can subscribe to our channel, Subscribe to our channel, and you are going to get more of these videos. And so just, I hope this video kind of helps you in a way and puts things in perspective, so that you live a better life. That's what this talk is about, is to help improve your life, to make your life better. So on that note, I'm out. Bye.